Today on an all-new Dr. Phil.
Someone will likely wake up a billionaire tomorrow.
The curse. You had stalkers, death threats.
I wish I'd never won. I wouldn't wish it on anyone.
Of the lottery.
It's a drug addiction.
The act of scratching and the act of potentially being the next whatever heir.
It's a big con, mathematically stacked against you.
I'm thinking about the escape, the rush.
Your odds of winning are about the same whether you buy a ticket or not.
If you don't play, you can't win.
Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
Today is going to be a changing day in your life.
5, 4.
Get ready to take care of you. Hello. Okay, this past year, it seems like everyone has been talking about the lottery. The biggest payout of all time was $2 billion with a B in Southern California. And that winner has yet to be revealed. It could be me. Okay, raise your hand high if you've ever played the lottery. Okay, now keep your hand up if you've ever won. The truth of the matter is you have a greater chance of getting struck by lightning than winning the lottery. But this dismal reality is overlooked by many people. About half of Americans play the lottery, with total sales topping $100 billion. $2 billion has been won and never even picked up. But what if guessing these magic numbers and winning millions of dollars overnight led to isolation, bankruptcy, or even murder? Now, unfortunately, that has been the case for more winners than you might think. Take a look.
Someone will likely wake up a billionaire tomorrow.
The lottery is in uncharted territory.
Next in line.
Across the country this week, Americans exercised their right to hope.
$2.04 billion.
There was a steady stream of dreamers, cash in hand, waiting for a chance to buy in.
200 for the win.
One frivolous thing you'd buy yourself.
Probably a nice mansion in Park City, Utah.
The historical assumption is if you win the lottery, you're set. Unfortunately, the overwhelming majority of lottery winners don't have that story. Once this person wins the lottery, they become a global target. There are literally people across the world who put these people on a list to harass and harangue and flat out try to take their money.
How many of you, be honest, have thought about what you would do if you won the money? Raise your, okay, give me some examples, okay?
I would buy an island.
You'd buy an island?
Yeah.
All right, who else?
I'd pay off my student loans, and then I would probably invest in properties to keep generating income.
How many of you would take a lump sum? How many would take the payout? Oh, really? Well, I'd take the lump sum. Well, of course, at my age, I want it this afternoon. All right, the phrase "the curse of the lottery" has been used to describe the drama, greed, irresponsible spending, targeting, and jealousy that comes with becoming a millionaire overnight. So why do so many people play if winning this potential prize comes at such a high cost? Well, that's what we're going to talk about some today. We're going to meet an international lottery winner, Jane, who says her life turned upside down overnight after winning £1 million, which is roughly $1.2 million in US dollars. So what's the problem? Well, at the time, Jane was only 17 years old. It's a lot of money for a 17-year-old just overnight. Take a look.
Winning the lottery can feel like a dream come true, but at times it feels like a nightmare. In a split second, my life completely changed forever. I've been able to buy property, cars, expensive clothes, designer handbags, go on extravagant holidays. I hated the way my body looked. So with the excess money, I was able to have cosmetic surgery. I've had my breasts enhanced, 2 Brazilian bum lifts, the lip filler, and I've had Botox. In my mind, I felt like I was a billionaire. I felt like I was going to be like Kim Kardashian, but it comes with problems. In some aspects, I would say the lottery did ruin my life. I had this massive house, and I lived in it alone and felt lonely. I cried myself to sleep like every night. I went from being an unknown 17-year-old teenager to being scrutinised by the media. Journalists were tapping on my door. There was cameramen hiding in bushes outside. The media were watching my every move. People were so mean to me. Since winning the lottery, I've had blackmail attempts, I've had death threats, my family death threats, acid attack threats. It's gotten so bad at times that I'd wish I'd never won.
Okay, Jane, it's good to meet you.
You too.
First, let's go through the fun part. Where were you when you learned you had won?
When I won, I was at home with my mum. I've never played the lottery before, neither has my mum, so she was like, I don't really know if that's real.
This was the first time you had played?
The first time.
Ever?
And I'm screaming like, I think I've won £1 million. And my mum was like, calm down, Jane, do you know what I mean? Like I was probably overreacting, but I had to go to the shop. They even said, like, it looks like you've won, but we wouldn't want to be so sure. You need to call Camelot. So I've stuck the ticket like down my top and ran home like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory with this ticket. We ran all the way home. And I was like to my mum, like, I need to use the landline to like phone the lottery. And she was like, you're not using the landline, like it's gonna cost a fortune. I was like, calm down, like I've got this. I've got this, honestly.
Yeah, I think I can afford it. All right, and so you get confirmed that you've won it, and do they publish who's the winner?
So it's choice. It is, you can be anonymous, but you're encouraged to go public. They prefer that, especially when the case is a bit different. So because I was 17, they were like, oh, it's kind of unheard of. Like, you should tell people.
Yeah. All right. So you were working at a call center and you were making £8 an hour, which is about $10 here. Did you go to work the next day? I
stayed off for a week because I had to meet Camelot and like the press and do a press conference, but I did go back to work. My contract was like a 6-month, and then they offered me another 6 months, and I was like halfway in it. And I thought because they were nice enough to offer me the contract, like the least I could do is like finish the contract.
Yeah, but you did go to work for another 3 months?
I did go back to work, yeah.
Well, good for you.
Thank you.
So did you do your job and all?
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of like switching between the job and like scrolling through online shopping, but like I did do the job, yeah.
Yeah. So you said that wealth and fame coming overnight really ruined the foundation of your life.
Yeah, like, so when I won, like, it was a very quick turnover from like winning to having this money. It's kind of massive. It was, looking back, like it was crazy at the time, but like it's even crazier, like looking back.
Yeah. And so did you start doing foolish expenditures?
I splashed out a bit, like, because I never knew the value of £1 million. I'd never seen that kind of money. I never knew anyone with that kind of money. So I kind of splashed a bit, stuff that I've always wanted. Like, I thought I'd get a bit of a feel. And then one of my aunts stepped in and was like, you should like invest some now. You should buy property, or you should stop going on holiday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you bought cars and that sort of thing. And you say there are horrors that you face that you wouldn't expect to come with winning the money. What was the worst thing that you had to deal with?
I think the invasion of privacy, like people feel like they just, because the media are constantly writing about me, everyone else just thinks they're entitled to an opinion. So like I had a stalker, there was people hiding in like the bushes outside my house. They were threatening to like throw acid in my face, and I was literally scared to walk out my front door. Like, and I don't think that like anyone should ever feel like that.
Yeah, oh, of course. Now, why was Jane thinking about suing the lottery? You win £1 million, $1.2 million, and you think, well, I'm going to sue these people. That seems illogical, but is it really? We're going to talk about that when we come back.
It's a very dark, twisted fairy tale.
What do you think about this concept, the curse of the lottery? You think there is a curse?
Let the chips fall where they may. Tension's gonna fly.
Everybody's dating each other, but everybody knows they're dating each other.
Your directness
Come here.
is getting out of hand.
When I saw that, I was like, oh, well. If you're looking for a man, say amen.
Amen.
There are some things that I've heard.
So embarrassing. Hey, sweetheart. Next. I think he's a fraud, and I don't think he's a good person.
It's only gonna get worse. I ain't gonna do this with everybody.
This is too much.
Ready to Love. New episode Friday, 8/7 Central.
Come on, open book.
Okay, open bud.
The 3-part reunion concludes.
She is the definition of the devil. You have a dark soul. Oh.
Damn, Tisha.
Damn.
You don't want to miss.
Oh, you talking about when you hacked his phone?
What the f?
Oh, I'm gonna get past it.
You are changing so many lives.
This.
I'm very concerned about you.
Love and Marriage Huntsville New Reunion Part 3. Saturday at 8/7 Central.
This is Mary Ann's first time visiting Paris.
Madame, où allez-vous?
Before Mary Ann packed her bags, before she attempted her first sentence in French, before she completed her first 15-minute lesson,
Yes.
she downloaded Babbel. Babbel helped unlock her lifelong dream of learning French. She started speaking in just 3 weeks. So when it came time to tell the cab driver to take her to the Hotel Pierre,
J'aimerais aller à l'Hôtel Pierre.
Oh, c'est très bien. J'espère que votre voyage s'est bien passé.
150 language experts and educators designed Babbel to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language. Babbel focuses on natural conversation. You'll remember what you learn, and you can speak and pronounce with confidence. Start speaking a new language in 3 weeks. Try it for free at Babbel.com.
People gonna talk in DC.
They're claiming the Samuels are looking to divorce.
Him and his dad are not speaking.
Wait. Welcome.
We're gonna be out on our own little island for peace.
I'm gonna go before I whip your
The
ass.
sisterhood just went out the window.
I'm back. And own them.
And again, and again, and again. Love and Marriage DC returns Saturday, January 21st at 8/7 Central.
Do you want your man or not? Do you know your plans or not? You gonna go back home or not? You gonna claim your throne or not? Is you Khaleesi or that other name I don't remember?
Starting Friday. You gotta get with it or get lost. Ready to Love returns with new episodes, followed by the new series, All the Single Ladies.
You ladies have decided?
I am Price. Friday at 8/7 Central. Part of Real Drama Weekends on OWN.
LeBron's on vacation. How about we throw the party here? We gonna invite all the celebrities.
Have you seen how out of control this party is?
He eating an apple in the party. That's the sign of a madman right there.
House party, rated R.
I think a lot of people have this fantasy about winning the lottery and how glamorous and luxurious it can be. But trust me, it's not all that. People think that when they win millions that all their problems go away, but they don't. I still, since winning the lottery, have day-to-day problems like everyone else. I have a lot of trust issues. I don't know who to trust, I don't know what they're after or what their intentions are.
Well, we're back with Jane, who won the Euro Millions lottery back in 2013. Now, she was just 17 years old. She says after winning that money, her life changed overnight, and she wants people to understand what they're getting into if they identify themselves as a winner. And for you, you had stalkers, death threats, people hiding in the bushes, commentating on everything you were doing, which when you're 17, that kind of gets under your skin, right? It really gets to you.
Yeah, it's horrible. Like, I wouldn't wish it on anyone. It's like at 17, you're not even a proper adult. Do you know what I mean? You're like, I was such a young, naive 17-year-old as well.
And you said you hated your body, so you wanted to fix that, right?
Yeah.
And you had some surgery that you wouldn't have ever done if you didn't win the money. How'd that go?
So obviously, the money made it a lot easier for me to decide, well, I hate this about my body, so I'm going to change it. And I had a procedure done in a different country, and when I flew back, I ended up with sepsis, which is like a blood poisoning. And I nearly died. Like, I went into hospital for like a month.
When you get septic, it spreads fast because it's in your blood, so it's traveling all around. So they put you on massive antibiotics, right?
Yeah, it was like straight away. And I had to stay there for a while till they knew it was completely clear.
Right. And was this cosmetic surgery?
Yeah, it was. It was a Brazilian bum lift.
Okay. And did that work?
It didn't work the first time. I had it done again.
Is there anything you spent your money on that you do regret, looking back, that you go, I wish I hadn't done that?
Nah, like, I don't regret any of the money that I've spent. My only regret would be going so public with a win.
Okay, now you got a lot of comments, people saying stuff to you. You said on May of 15, somebody said, I can't believe how stupid of a decision you made. £1 million is nothing. Why don't you build a business for yourself and your family? But you spent your money to change your body and turned fake. Sorry to see that. These people you don't know, right?
I have not even spent all of the money, but these people seem to think they know more about my life. And it's hard because when I was younger, obviously, I read the comments. They affected me. These people have never met me. They've probably never even seen me.
This is what happens when you give the wrong person £1 million. Ugh, wasting your lottery winnings on designer shoes, luxury holidays, and tacky plastic surgery. So pathetic. You'll be left with nothing but those designer shoes of yours when the money runs out. Such a shame the money was given to someone like you when it could have been given to someone, well, this is a run-on sentence, they meant like them, who really could benefit from it. But you know, that's just people that don't know you. They're taking pot shots at you.
But like, I benefited from it as well. Like, I came from nothing. Like, I lived in a council estate. Like, do you know what I mean? I had nothing as well. I'm not saying that it's all bad, because I have been able to like buy things that I would never have been able to purchase. I've met people I would never have met. I've been in countries that I would never have been in. But I'm just saying that people think it's all luxury and it's glamorous and it's just like a bit of a twisted fairy tale that no one actually warned you about.
Why were you thinking about suing the lottery?
So with the suing thing, so in the UK, it was 18 to gamble, but 16 to play the lottery. So you couldn't like put £1 in like a bandit machine, or you couldn't like go in the shop and buy cigarettes or alcohol. You couldn't go into a casino, but you could play the lottery. And I was basically wanting them to listen. Like me calling the lottery up and saying like, I think we should raise the age. They were never going to listen. So I had to go massive with it. Since then, obviously that story went very big. Like, they have raised the age to 18. And I feel like I made a massive impact on that.
What do you think about this concept, the curse of the lottery? You think there is a curse?
I think there is. Like, it's a very dark, twisted fairy tale. And I think that no one actually warned you of it. Like, especially younger people. Like, I was 17.
Jane says she won the lottery off the first ticket she ever bought. My next guest says she's been buying lottery tickets for the past 5 years in hopes that it may happen to her. We're going to meet her after the break. We'll be right back. You don't know how much you've spent.
Tens of thousands of, I don't know. I don't have a spreadsheet walking around when I'm compulsively scratching tickets.
All these young, untimely deaths.
For your kid, fame can be poisonous.
He shared with me something, I hesitate to even say it.
The Price of Glee, 3-part limited series. Monday at 9 on ID.
Come on, open book.
Okay, open book.
The 3-part reunion concludes.
She is the definition of the devil. You have a dark soul. Oh.
Damn, Tisha.
Damn.
You don't want to miss.
Oh, you talking about when you hacked his phone?
What the f?
Oh, I'm gonna get past it.
You are changing so many lives.
This.
I'm very concerned about you.
Love and Marriage Huntsville, new reunion, part 3, Saturday at 8/7 Central.
Let the chips fall where they may. Tension's gonna fly.
Everybody's dating each other, but everybody knows they're dating each other.
Your directness is getting out of hand.
When I saw that, I was like, oh, well.
If you're looking for a man, say amen.
Amen.
There are some things that I've heard.
It's so embarrassing.
Okay, sweetheart.
Next, I think he's a fraud, and I don't think he's a good person.
It's only gonna get worse. I ain't gonna do this with everybody.
This is too much.
Ready to Love, new episode, Friday, 8/7 Central.
Next on Behind the Series.
Let me tell you about the greatest roster ever assembled.
The monster, the outlaw, and you can't forget about the boss.
It wasn't just a roster, it was a menu.
The Subway Series, the greatest menu of all time.
So far, I've raised my credit score 39 points.
127 points.
Over 100 points using Self.
I would recommend Self to everyone.
It feels really good. You should try it.
Does your bank invest for you? I bet it doesn't. Acorn's checking does. It's banking for the growth-minded. Acorns, grow your own.
Do you want your man or not? Do you know your plans or not? You gonna go back home or not? You gonna claim your throne or not? Is you Khaleesi or that other name I don't remember?
Starting Friday. You gotta get with it or get lost. Ready to Love returns with new episodes, followed by the new series, All the Single Ladies.
You ladies have decided?
I am apprised. Friday at 8/7 Central. Part of Real Drama Weekends on OWN. Coming January 21st.
The Samuels are looking to the D word, divorce, separate, something like that.
Did they say divorce or separate? What? We just had a whole show prep with our producer, and no one told me we were gonna bring us up live on the air today.
She says that her and her husband are trying to fix their marriage and denying any divorce rumors.
All marriages go through stuff. Does that mean we're separated, getting divorced? Absolutely not.
Love and Marriage DC. New episodes, Saturday, January 21st at 8/7 Central.
Lottery winner in Jamaica doesn't want people to know that they won the lottery. Why? Because then all of a sudden, cousins that you never heard of start appearing out of the woodwork. So here's what they wore to accept the prize. That is the mask from Scream. This is all happening in Jamaica. Big check, those great novelty checks, and the Scream mask. Gotta love it.
My next guest says she's been playing the lottery for the past 5 years and hopes she, too, would hit the jackpot, but unfortunately, she just can't seem to stop. Now, she wants to share her story for the very first time.
I'm addicted to playing lottery scratch-off games. It became my everyday obsession. Every day I woke up and I went to bed, that's all I thought about. Things really got out of control. I became paranoid that someone might buy a winning ticket if I didn't buy it. I wouldn't even take a break to go to the bathroom. I would pee and poop in my pants because I had a fear that if I got out of line, someone else would win. When you have a lottery addiction, you have no shame. You'll go to any means just to get one more high. A few years ago, I was almost arrested for attempting to beat someone up because they were buying tickets in line and I was behind them. I started yelling, I started throwing things, swearing, I made a big scene, and all that lady said to me was, "You must have a problem." Over the years, I have no idea how much I've lost or spent. My addiction has nothing to do about money. It has to do with not wanting to need love and not need people. My addiction is definitely ruining my life.
Tavania, do you remember the first ticket you ever bought?
Yes, definitely.
What was your motive?
My motive was to be the next million, billion, some kind of heir.
Yeah, you wanted to hit it big. And how did it feel when you bought the ticket?
It felt like death. It felt like the end of the world, but I liked it. The act of scratching and the act of, you know, potentially being the next whatever heir.
It felt like death. Are you saying when you scratched it and it wasn't a winner?
When it scratched it and it wasn't a winner, or even if it was a winner, it was never enough. That anticipation was what gave me a rush, that adrenaline.
Yeah.
Very likened to hard drugs.
Yeah. You have no idea how much like it is. We'll talk about that later. You said you don't know how much you've spent, but you got to have a guess.
Tens of thousands of, I don't know. I don't have a spreadsheet or an Excel spreadsheet walking around when I'm compulsively scratching tickets, so I'm not sure.
Where's the money come from?
Comes from me borrowing, from my wages. Wherever I can get a few dollars, I would just reinvest those dollars to try to get more dollars.
So if you were walking along the street and you found a couple of bucks blowing in the wind up against a building, you'd pick it up and go in and buy a ticket.
I would buy a ticket.
Now, you know the odds of winning the Powerball are 1 in 252 million.
But they always say at these stores, if you don't play, you can't win.
Yeah, and your odds of winning are about the same whether you buy a ticket or not.
That part.
I mean, it's 1 in 252 million. There's 360 million people in America. So
that's the thing about people that compulsively scratch tickets is that we're not thinking about odds. We're just thinking about the initial escape, the initial rush. I can only speak for myself. I'm thinking about the escape, the rush, the way I'm going to feel. I'm not thinking about odds. All I'm thinking is about when I go to this store, they have a big sign that says we sold a $70,000 winner for a $5 ticket. That's the only thing that's on my mind. Yeah. It's my opportunity to do the same.
Would it surprise you if I told you that there's a psychological science behind the lottery and how it's set up that is well known and has been weaponized to addict people to doing this?
I completely believe that.
Okay. Well, my next guest says she has a favorable opinion of the lottery and feels it gets blamed unfairly. We'll let her explain that after the break. Closed captioning provided by...
Come on, open book.
Okay, open book.
The 3-part reunion concludes.
She is the definition of the devil. You have a dark soul. Oh.
Damn, Tisha.
Damn.
You don't want to miss.
Oh, you talking about when you hacked his phone?
What the f?
Oh, I'm gonna get past it.
You are changing so many lives.
This.
I'm very concerned about you.
Love and Marriage Huntsville New Reunion Part 3, Saturday at 8/7 Central.
If you Walmart, you know. With everyday low prices, your dollar goes even further. So you can do more with the people you love. You spend a little less to get a little more. To make life a little better.
Let the chips fall where they may. Tension's gonna fly.
Everybody's dating each other, but everybody knows they're dating each other.
Your directness is getting out of hand.
When I saw that, I was like, oh, well.
If you're looking for a man, say amen.
Amen.
There are some things that I've heard.
It's so embarrassing.
Okay, sweetheart.
Next. I think he's a fraud, and I don't think he's a good person.
It's only gonna get worse. I ain't gonna do this with everybody.
This is too much.
Ready to Love. New episode Friday, 8/7 Central. Starting Friday. You gotta get with it or get lost. Ready to Love returns with new episodes, followed by the new series All the Single Ladies.
You ladies have decided?
I am apprised. Friday at 8/7 Central. Part of Real Drama Weekends on OWN.
I can't believe we're cleaning LeBron's house.
How about we throw a party here?
Are you mad at the team?
We done messed up the koala.
You good? What just happened?
House Party, rated R.
Do you want your man or not? Do you know your plans or not? You gonna go back home or not? You gonna claim your throne or not? Is you Khaleesi or that other name I don't remember?
People gonna talk in DC.
Yo, we coming.
They're claiming the Samuels are looking to divorce.
Him and his dad are not speaking.
Wait. Welcome.
We're gonna be out on our own little island. It's called peace.
I'm gonna go before I whip your ass. Sisterhood just went out the window.
I'm back. And own them.
And again. Love and Marriage DC returns Saturday, January 21st at 8/7 Central.
All these young, untimely deaths.
For your kid, fame can be poisonous.
He shared with me something, how I hesitate to even say it.
The Price of Glee, 3-part limited series. Monday at 9 on ID.
researchers say there is a cruel truth about lotteries.
There's a lot of research that suggests state lotteries prey on poor and minority groups. They promise mega millions or a scratch-off as a way to get rich quick.
This represents one of the single biggest wealth transfers of the American people away from low-income people. The lottery is a game where the more you participate in it, it is a mathematical certainty that you're going to lose all your money.
No one is saying you shouldn't throw a couple of bucks in for entertainment purposes, but the average lottery player spends way more money than that.
The business model of state lotteries is based upon exploitation and greed.
You just saw my next guest voicing his concerns about the lottery. I suspect we have some common thoughts about that. Joining us is Les Pernall, National Director of the Stop Predatory Gambling Organization. Les, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
This is, in fact, an addiction. People can get addicted to this just like they do with drugs. It does hijack parts of the brain, the pleasure centers of the brain, and we see these light up the same way we do with drug addiction. True?
That's right. State lotteries represent, the most neglected major problem in America today. Like what we just described here, like this isn't Purdue Pharma doing this. This is a government program. I say it's a drug addiction. I'm actually just quoting like the premier organizations in the country, like the American Psychological Association, which in its DSM-5 in 2013 labeled gambling addiction as severe an addiction as drug addiction in the forms of opioids, heroin, and cocaine.
In 2021, Americans spent $105.26 billion on lottery tickets. It's making it the most popular form of gambling in the country. People spend more on buying lottery tickets than on music, books, sports teams, movies, video games combined.
And over the next 8 years, the American people are going to lose more than $1 trillion of personal wealth to commercialized gambling. Half of that is coming from state lotteries. It's a big con. State lotteries are a financial exchange that are mathematically stacked against you, that the longer you participate in it, you're going to lose everything.
There are different ways that you get people to do things. And this goes all the way back to B.F. Skinner and other behaviorists that have looked at this, but there are 4 different schedules of reinforcement that you can give people to shape them into doing something. There's fixed interval. Fixed interval is like, okay, let's say you've had surgery and so they put you in there and they give you this little button and you can push it every hour or every 10 minutes to get a little bit of painkiller. Okay, now that is fixed interval. They say push this every 15 minutes and you get some pain medication. Okay, people learn real quick to push the button every 15 minutes. They don't push it every 5 because they don't get a payoff. They push it every 15. And when that button dries up, then they don't get it, they'll quit. It extinguishes very fast, goes away. And then there's variable interval, where you don't know when to push it and when not to. Those are the interval schedules. And then there are ratio schedules, like fixed ratio and variable ratio. And variable ratio is what every gambling game, casinos, lottery, whatever, are based on. And it is the most addictive and the most hard to extinguish out of all of the training profiles. That's why I say it's weaponized, because it's variable interval. Just pull that handle one more time. Well, maybe 10 more times. Well, maybe the 11th will get it. Maybe the 100th will get it. Maybe that 50th scratch off will get it. Maybe that 10th time. You never know when it's coming, and so you keep looking for that payoff.
And as you just, very clearly described, like, they've weaponized this. This is a dangerous, addictive product. They know it's a dangerous, addictive product. And that's why state lotteries make 70 to 80% of their profits come from 10% of the people that play the lottery. People like Tavonia, they're the business model for state lotteries today. And this is a government program, and it's the face of our government today, and it has to change.
Yeah. Well, someone in my audience says he has over 1 million followers on social media because of the lottery, but it's not what you may think. We're going to talk to him, and we're going to talk to the lady who says, look, lotteries get a bad rap. They're really not evil. We'll hear from her as well. Closed captioning provided by...
One roll of a lifetime, one sore throat. But she had enough. She took Mucinex InstaSoothe sore throat lozenges. Show your sore throat who's boss. Mucinex InstaSoothe works in seconds, lasts for hours.
Sweet pillows of softness.
This is soft.
Holy Charmin.
Excuse me.
Roll it back, everybody. Charmin Ultra Soft is so cushiony soft, you'll want more. But it's so absorbent, you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Type 2 diabetes?
Discover the Ozempic Trizone. In my Ozempic Trizone, I lowered my A1C, CV risk, and lost some weight.
In studies, the majority of people reached an A1C under 7 and maintained it. Ozempic lowers the risk of major cardiovascular events, such as stroke, heart attack, or death, in adults also with known heart disease. And you may lose weight. Adults lost up to 14 pounds. Ozempic isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. Don't share needles or pens or reuse needles. Don't take Ozempic if you or your family ever had medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2 or if allergic to it. Stop Ozempic and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or an allergic reaction. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Gallbladder problems may occur. Tell your provider about vision problems or changes. Taking Ozempic with the sulfonylurea or insulin may increase low blood sugar risk. Side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
Ask your healthcare provider about the Ozempic Trizone.
You may pay as little as $25.
Come on, open book.
Okay, open book.
The 3-part reunion concludes.
She is the definition of the devil. You have a dark soul. Oh.
Damn, Tisha.
Damn. You don't want to miss.
Oh, you talking about when you hacked his phone?
What the f?
Oh, I'm gonna get past it.
You are changing so many lives.
This.
I'm very concerned about you.
Love and Marriage Huntsville New Reunion Part 3, Saturday at 8/7 Central. Coming January 21st.
I'm back. Life has been pretty busy for winter. No more Kevin. Kevin is gone. Your new song. A new hit. The new song. What is Listen, it? Tell me about the song. It's centered around gutter Barbies. Gutter Barbie. Yes. What's that?
In the midst of my frustrations, I referred to Arena and Ashley as gutter Barbies.
Love and Marriage DC. New episodes Saturday, January 21st at 8/7 Central.
Let the chips fall where they may.
Tension's gonna fly. Everybody's dating each other, but everybody knows they're dating each other.
Your directness is getting out of hand.
When I saw that, I was like, oh, well.
If you're looking for a man, say amen.
Amen.
There are some things that I've heard.
It's so embarrassing. Okay, sweetheart. Next. I think he's a fraud, and I don't think he's a good person.
It's only gonna get worse. I ain't gonna do this with everybody.
This is too much.
Ready to Love. New episode Friday, 8/7 Central.
She's immune.
Robust. They're working on a cure.
You get her there, and you said everything right.
There's always something bad out there. Infected, raiders, clickers.
After all we've been through, there's no halfway with this. We have a job to do. We finish what we started.
My name is Xavier. I do lottery scratch-offs on my TikTok. I bought out the entire state of Iowa's scratch-offs. I have 1.3 million followers, and I've been scratching for almost a year now.
I got a $5,000 win!
I've spent about $100,000 on lottery scratch-offs, and I have probably made about half that back.
We're talking about the lottery, which has been an extremely hot topic of conversation within the past few years because the numbers are getting massive. Now, you just saw Xavier, who goes live on TikTok playing the lottery and has 1.2 million followers who live vicariously through him doing these scratch-offs. Now, they do that for a couple of reasons. Number one, he's very charming, he's very charismatic, and he makes it a lot of fun. Xavier, thanks for being here.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Now, you say you think you spent $100,000?
Probably over that. That was just like an estimate on the spot.
Just a guess, yeah.
I have a room that's like full, because I keep all my losers, and I have like 3 trash bags full and then 3 dressers full of like just scratch-offs I've done on live. I get to build an audience with it and
Sure.
build a following. So
Yeah, and so you get multiple payoffs for this.
yeah,
And you say that you're not addicted, but you're not addicted. What do you mean?
like I wouldn't do them off stream, but when I do them on my stream, I do enjoy it. Like it does give you a rush.
Well, I want to add someone else to the conversation here. Joining us virtually is a marketing consultant and lottery expert, Parkita Nassau, who takes an entirely different stance. Now, she ran the media department for the Georgia State Lottery for about 5 years, and she now educates others about the lottery on social media at the Queen of Media. So, Parkita, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Now, you probably feel like you're coming into a stacked deck here because I've been criticizing the lottery. Why are you a proponent of the lottery?
Well, you know, I would consider myself more of a lottery insider, having worked for the lottery. And so I've seen just countless stories where the lottery has been good for some people. It's changed people's lives. There are a lot of winners that there is a lot of diversity to the lottery. I've seen people win who were very wealthy. I've seen people win who were poor. But the majority of the people that I saw who won after interviewing hundreds of lottery winners are right there in the middle. There are people who understand that when they bought a ticket, it was surely for entertainment. It was surely just luck. They knew it was chance, you know, and they just happened to have been in the right place at the right time. And I can tell you in my particular state, the lottery was specifically started to fund education in my state, which has been a wonderful thing. And thanks to the lottery, we've been able to send millions of students to Georgia colleges for absolutely free with a scholarship. And I think that's a great thing because requiring students to maintain a specific GPA fuels academic excellence. And that's one of the things that doesn't get promoted enough.
Lottery is gambling. And the fact that you then take that money that they could have ill afford to spend on that and go do some good with it at a college doesn't excuse the fact that these people were sucked into this and it's all done with a psychological science that's not apparent. There aren't disclaimers. People aren't warned adequately that that their chances are practically zero and they're throwing their money away. Don't you have concerns about that?
I know that people are smart enough to decide what they need to do with their own discretionary dollar, and I think in their disposable income. I think that most people are well aware that what they're doing when they buy a lottery ticket is that they're gambling. They're very well aware of that, and I think it's their choice to make.
There are so many people dying, taking their lives. I know them. I know of someone that's died scratching a ticket. Is this going to take my life? Because I've squandered everything. So what do I do when I have nothing else then? Are you gonna pay for me to go to school so I can get a better career with that lottery money? Maybe teach me some psychology so I can train my brain not to do this anymore. But it's not fair because there's no help. They have help for opioid addiction. They have help for crack addiction. They have help for meth. They have help for all these different diseases because we're looking at the symptoms and not the fact that this is a disease.
Well, unfortunately, and if it happens to you, it's 100%. But fortunately, this has hit you in a really bad way, which is the extreme. And Parkita, I will acknowledge that. Most people don't get in this situation. They buy a ticket a couple times a week, and it gives them the right to fantasize, and they move on. We'll be right back.
When cold symptoms keep you up, try Vicks NyQuil Severe. Just one dose starts to relieve 9 of your worst cold and flu symptoms to help take you from 9 to none. For max strength nighttime relief, NyQuil Severe. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, sore throat, best sleep with a cold medicine.
I have moderate to severe Crohn's disease. Now there's Skyrizi.
I've got symptom relief. Control of my Crohn's means everything to me. Control is everything to me.
Feel significant symptom relief with Skyrizi, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements at 4 weeks. Skyrizi is the first and only IL-23 inhibitor for Crohn's that can deliver both clinical remission and endoscopic improvement. The majority of people on Skyrizi achieve long-lasting remission at 1 year.
Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine, or plan to. Liver problems may occur in Crohn's disease.
Ask your gastroenterologist how you can take control of your Crohn's with Skyrizi. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
Wondering what actually goes into your multivitamin? At New Chapter, it's innovation, organic ingredients, and fermentation.
Fermentation?
Yes, formulated to help your body really, truly absorb the natural goodness. New Chapter, wellness well done.
If you Walmart, you know. With everyday low prices, your dollar goes even further. So you can do more with the people you love.
I get to sleep like a kid again.
Digestion.
Ladies, with Peptiva, you get both.
Peptiva is the first doctor-formulated probiotic that works at night with key ingredients backed by 7 clinical studies. And right now, you can get a complimentary sample by texting CUBE to 369369. Peptiva works while you sleep to soothe indigestion, cramping, bloating, even constipation, while promoting digestive health. And it has time-released melatonin to help you get the best sleep of your life.
Okay, girls, what do we have next week? Tacos? Wings, chili.
Peptiva is flying off the shelves at GNC, but you can only get your complimentary sample by texting CUBE to 369369. Text now and we'll include a box of Peptiva digestive enzymes to help your body digest meals and avoid occasional gas and discomfort absolutely free. That's CUBE to 369369.
Starting Friday. You gotta get with it or get lost. Ready to Love returns with new episodes, followed by the new series, All the Single Ladies.
You ladies have decided?
I am apprised. Friday at 8/7 Central. Part of Real Drama Weekends on OWN.
I can't believe we're cleaning LeBron's house.
How about we throw the party here?
Are you mad at the team?
We done messed up the koala.
You good? What just happened?
House Party, rated R.
Well, we're back talking about the lottery, and I'm curious. How many of you have heard anything here today that makes you less likely to play the lottery? If you've heard anything here today that makes you less likely to play the lottery, raise your hand. Raise it real high so the camera can see it. Well, that's about half of you. What did you hear that makes you less likely to play the lottery?
One of the things that people do not realize that when you're talking about money, there is energy that is associated with that money.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you right now, yes, it is gambling, but it's also greed. And with greed, I can tell you that is dirty money. And dirty money will give you a dirty life.
It does come from greed. Like you said, it is a point of greediness, but it's not fair when you get caught in that cycle and then it's constantly marketed towards you, you know, every time you turn around, everywhere you go.
What would you say to somebody like me who, I do this as like a job and like I put 10 hours in a day streaming, me doing like lottery tickets and stuff. Like, would you still consider that being negative energy or me not earning it? Or like, what would you consider that?
I'll answer that. What you're doing is you're earning something, but you're doing it at someone else's expense. The tickets that you're encouraging people to play cause life-changing losses for people like Tavonia.
I can't watch what you stream. Yeah. That would set me off.
You're getting paid for that, you know. So, you know, with all due respect, like you're encouraging people to go down a road that they're guaranteed to lose all their money. It's a con. It's a form of financial fraud, and that's why lotteries are illegal unless you partner with the state.
I think the flip side of that is I think a lot of people, because I've read a lot of the comments, I think a lot of people live vicariously through you doing it, and they don't do it because they watch you do it, so they don't feel the need to go do it.
Yeah, I would say it's like both.
They do. They live vicariously through this, and then they don't have to. So you may be actually a surrogate for a lot of people that keep them from doing it.
And I've had a lot of comments of people saying like that I've helped them not go out and do it.
Oh,
I've also had people say that they've gotten them because of me, but I also would like to say I try my best to tell people don't do it. Like I show all of my losers as well as my winners. Like I don't try to make it seem like I'm winning all the time when I'm live streaming. Like, you'll see the full thing. I tell people all the time to never do it unless it's throwaway money, because you're more than likely to lose. So I would also like to say, a lot of my viewers that are coming back, they know not to do it. They know that I'll tell them, you should not do it. I don't recommend it. Leave it to the professionals. So.
Yeah, you're very transparent about it, I'll give you that. And I do think there's a flip side to what you do. Why do 70% of lottery winners end up losing their money? We're going to talk to a financial expert about this, and that's not just from the lottery. When people go from here to here financially overnight, and they're not prepared for it, it creates problems that you just don't anticipate. We'll talk about that next. Closed captioning provided by...
Come on, open book.
Okay, open book.
The three-part reunion concludes.
She is the definition of the devil. You have a dark soul. Oh.
Damn, Tisha.
Damn.
You don't want to miss.
Oh, you talking about when you hacked his phone?
What the f?
Oh, I'm gonna get past it.
You are changing so many lives.
This.
I'm very concerned about you.
Love and Marriage Huntsville New Reunion Part 3, Saturday at 8/7 Central. Coming January 21st.
The Samuels are looking to the D word, divorce, separate, something like that.
Did they say divorce or separate? What? We just had a whole show prep with our producer, and no one told me we was gonna bring us up live on the air today.
She says that her and her husband are trying to fix their marriage of denying any divorce rumors.
All marriages go through stuff. Does that mean we're separated or getting divorced? Absolutely not.
Love and Marriage DC. New episodes, Saturday, January 21st at 8/7 Central.
Do you want your man or not? Do you know your plans or not? You gonna go back home or not? You gonna claim your throne or not? Is you Khaleesi or that other name I don't remember?
All these young, untimely deaths.
For your kid, fame can be poisonous.
He shared with me something. I would hesitate to even say it.
The Price of Glee, 3-part limited series. Monday at 9 on ID.
Dancing is everything. Soccer is the best.
But her moderate to severe eczema could make it hard for her.
My skin was so itchy and my outfit was uncomfortable. Now, my skin's not as itchy.
Now, we're staying ahead of her eczema.
There's a power inside all of us to live our passion. And Dupixent works on the inside to help heal your skin from within. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema, so they can have clearer skin and less itch. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor.
Healing from within is a wonderful thing.
Ask your child's eczema specialist how Dupixent can help heal their skin from within.
She's immune.
Robust. They're working on a cure.
You get her there, and you said everything right. There's always something bad out there. Infected, raiders, clickers.
After all we've been through, there's no halfway with this. We have a job to do. We finish what we started.
Let the chips fall where they may.
Tension's gonna fly.
Everybody's dating each other, but everybody knows they're dating each other.
Your directness is getting out of hand.
When I saw that, I was like, oh, well.
If you're looking for a man, say amen.
Amen.
There's some things that I've heard.
It's so embarrassing. Okay, sweetheart. Next.
I think he's a fraud, and I don't think he's a good person.
It's only gonna get worse. I ain't gonna do this with everybody.
This is too much.
Ready to Love. New episode Friday, 8/7 Central.
Well, even though anyone would love to be handed $1 million, winning the lottery is not the perfect fantasy many people might think it is. Reader's Digest interviewed lottery winners and a financial consultant to find out what really happens to people after they hit the jackpot. What surprised you the most about what the lottery winners said?
Number one is how exploited they can be by friends and family. Some of the lottery winners told us that good friends lied to them in an effort to get money from them. You know, they said, oh, I'm about to lose my house, I need help paying for a lawyer for my divorce, and those stories turned out not to be true. They were scams.
Well, we're talking about the curse of the lottery, a phrase that is used to describe the negative experience associated with big winners. We've talked about those that don't win, but we're talking about problems associated with those who do. So if you are the 1 in 292.2 million who win the lottery, how can you overcome this curse? I'd like to introduce Dr. Robert Pagliarini, president of Pacifica Wealth, a certified financial planner with a PhD in financial and retirement planning, whose focus for over 25 years has been really on sudden wealth and retirement planning. Now, he's also written 5 books on financial planning, including The Sudden Wealth Solution and his forthcoming book, Badass Retirement. Now, Robert has been here before and is back to offer some advice, so it's good to see you again.
It's good to be back, Dr. Phill.
Thank you. There are just problems that come with immediate influx of wealth.
You're likely to spend it more aggressively, to give it away more freely, and to probably invest it more recklessly. And that can lead to all kinds of problems.
Yeah. And you can imagine if you're 17.
Imagine for a second you win $20 million lottery. All right, so you're thinking to yourself, I've got $20 million. Well, you don't, because you probably are going to take the lump sum, which I don't agree with, but let's say you do. All of a sudden, that 20 million drops to 10 million. Still, it's a lot of money. But then the accountants call, and now that 10 million, you have to pay $5 million of tax. So that's $5 million. So you buy a house, you pay off some debt, you buy your mom a car, and you've got $1 million left.
Yeah.
So you went from 20 million down to $1 million. And at the same time, to make matters worse, that new house has higher property taxes, greater insurance. So now your expenses have gone up, and that million, it's not going to last long.
Why do you say you should take the payout instead of the lump sum? Because they don't know what to do with it?
Everyone takes the lump sum. No one wants the annuity, because with the lump sum, you get all the money right away, and you can do anything you want with it. The problem is, you get all the money up front, and you can do anything you want with it. And so the advantage with the annuity is you get to screw up year after year after year, because every 1st of January, you get a new deposit into that bank account. And I'm hopeful after 6 or 7 years of maybe spending it too aggressively or giving it away too freely that it clicks. It's like, I should probably do something a little bit different now.
Yeah, you get the reset button.
You hit the reset button. That's exactly right.
I want to thank all of my guests today. And if you or a loved one suffers from a gambling addiction, you can call Gamblers Anonymous at 855-222-5542. And I'm going to have that number that you see right now on drphill.com. So if you don't have a pen to write down right now, you can see it there. You know, my son and I have a company called Doctor on Demand, which is a telemedicine company that we've had for a number of years. And I would like to offer you some professional help by getting you a professional that will really work with you one-on-one. I'll set you up 10 sessions immediately right away with a PhD level psychologist that will help you deal with this gambling addiction and the emotional aspect of it, and see if we can get you to continue on your path and give you the strength that you need to continue on. So we'll help you with that. That's okay. And if you at home want your own Doctor on Demand, you can just go to Google Play Store or the Apple App Store and download the Doctor on Demand app. For more information about today's episode, or if you'd like to share your story online, just go to drphill.com. If you want to add your voice to the conversation, you know where to find me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. And if you're in the Los Angeles area, or you plan to be, we'd love to have you join us here on stage in our studio audience. Just go to drphill.com, click on Be Part of the audience for all the details. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my podcast, Fill in the Blanks. I really talk about a lot of the critical issues that you guys tell me are facing you and your family today. And also listen to Robin's podcast, I've Got a Secret with Robin McGraw. You can check them both out on Apple Podcast or wherever you listen to podcasts. Thank you so much for being here. Stay safe, and we will see you next time. Thanks so much.